New channel, new project. I bought a 2004 EP3 Civic SI. I bought it for $1,200. It's pretty rough. It needs a lot of work. You can see the wheels all curbed, all beat up. Somebody clearly did not change the brakes on this thing. Paint's coming off the front bumper. A little bit of damage on just about every single panel. All this jank going on here. Tires are corded. No back glass. No back interior. Got whatever happened here going on. It's pretty rough. The interior is super bad. Has 188,000 miles on it. And it has sat for the last 5 years, apparently. The story is, the dude that owned it was driving it. The clutch started slipping, and he just kept driving it until it literally wouldn't move, and then towed it back to his house, and it has just sat for 5 years. These sound dry. The alternator's completely stuck. I sprayed some stuff in it, tried to get it loose. It's missing a radiator cap. I don't know why. Somebody sprayed whatever this stuff is all over it. I'm not sure what they were trying to accomplish with that. Don't know why this is off. It has no battery. It needs a lot of love. I paid $1,200 for the car. On the way to go pick it up, I found a junkyard that had a rear hatch and with good glass in it. It was $100. It's the wrong color, but it will at least have glass. I bought brakes from Rock Auto. They had closeouts, I think 120 or so in brakes. Battery was 150. eBay clutch kit was 175. OEM alternator, used OEM alternator, was $80 or something on eBay. Serpentine belt, radiator cap, oil filter, air filter. I think right now that's it. Fuel to go get it. The Tundra does bad on gas, so I think I probably had 160 or so in fuel. Man, I have not been adding this up, but I think right now I'm probably somewhere like $1,800 or so into this car, which for an EP3 Civic that, yes, it's rough, but it doesn't have any rust, so I think it's a good starting point to do something with. So what am I doing with a 2004 Honda Civic SI that most people would probably just part out or send to scrap? I have this 1992 Sentra SER. It's a rally car. It has been awesome for me. Right now, I still, I love this car. It really works well for me. It's simple, it's light. It still has a stock SR20 DE in it. But there's a lot of development that I've done on the chassis to make this thing work as a rally car. I actually bought it as a halfway built, not running, rolling chassis, really. I'm going to post a picture. There it is. So I got it finished, got it log booked so I could go race it. And I've done a handful of events in it already. And it's been great. Honestly, we've finished well in the car. I think these platforms in general just make great rally cars. At some point, I'm going to want to go faster. I'm going to want more than 140 horsepower. There's a lot of development that comes with making this car go faster. And the bad thing is the car works so awesome as it is right now. I just went to McCreary Gravel Rally a couple of weeks ago. We really didn't have any issues. The car ran hot on the last few stages. Maybe I'll just run some water wetter. Maybe I'll just put some hood vents in it. But otherwise, I'd be happy to just take this car to another event. So, from a development perspective, I think this car is just kind of where it needs to be. I had a discussion with some friends about what would we build from scratch if we were going to build a new rally car. And, just kind of thinking about the hurdles that I have with the B13 and thinking about where I would like to be, I thought Honda would be awesome because They're so well developed. There's so many parts. There's so many options. Like, it doesn't matter what drivetrain you go with. There's going to be trans and gearing and differential and suspension and all these options. They're well developed as cars. And my only downside to most Hondas is that most older Hondas rather, are a dual A-arm front setup. And you can't really get good travel out of a dual A-arm front setup. And I just like, I think McPherson just works better for that. I think most people would agree with me. And these cars are McPherson front suspension, which is awesome. They're also independent rear suspension, which is pretty similar to my B13. They're not much longer than the B13. I think I can probably get the weight on this down to something similar. I can make, you know, as much horsepower as the VE swap for probably less money. And I can, you know, find transmissions. Like if I'm in the middle of Ohio and we're at a rally and I need a transmission part or an axle or whatever, we can probably just go to an Advance Auto and find stuff. And that's not really the case on the B13. So there's a lot of reasons this thing makes a lot of sense, and that's kind of the end goal for it. We're gonna get it together, we're gonna get it driving, I'm gonna see if I love it, and then over the next probably year or so, I'm gonna hopefully build this thing into a rally car.